Shall I?
You just brief us with like, or if you don't want to,
No, no, it's nothing like that.
no, you might have
So,
planned it something.
yeah. So, should I start?
Yeah, I think we can start. Yeah. You can start the session however way you want. I think it's time.
Right. So, Ho'oponopono is actually a Hawaiian spiritual practice. And,
Namaskar.
actually, Dr. Joe Vitale and Dr. Hewlin, actually, they have written a book called Zero Limits that explains much more than what we see in this traditional Ho'oponopono. They talk not only about this particular life and thing, they talk about, many times from the starting of the universe and all those things. That, and somebody is interested to read more about it, that's the right book. I just glanced through some pages and found it really very interesting. Basically, Ho'oponopono is a Hawaiian spiritual practice. They actually think that we have to start owning responsibility for our problems, not that somebody around has done this to us. So that's how it is. It actually means to course correct wherever we are and then to move forward. So that's how this Ho'oponopono practices. And they used to use it for relationship difficulties and other problems. So open actually means ho is to make and pono is right. So then there is two ponos. So that's the reason it is making doubly right, right? So whatever is happening in our life, normally we put that responsibility is whatever is happening to outside people, but we never take responsibility for ourselves, right? That is where this practice comes into thing that we take responsibility for our problems. And as we all know, whatever happens in our life, it does not affect only physically, it also affects our mentally and emotionally. And again, it comes back to our physical body, and then it manifests in our physical body as some ailments and diseases. So using this Ho'oponopono practice not only clears our emotional imbalances, it also sort of releases from our body all those emotions and thereby helping us gain our health also. So that's about the Ho'oponopono method. And like there is a story of Dr. Hewlin. He was actually a doctor and he was practicing. And once they found he was doing the best, they put him in this particular, hospital, which is supposed to be in a very remote area. And it is a clinic for the mentally ill criminals. So it's not about mentally ill people. They were all hardcore criminals who were into murder, rape, kidnapping, all these things.
Okay.
And even that, I mean, I had read somewhere that that particular hospital was not in a good condition because nobody was willing to come there, stay there, not even the nurses, not the wardens. Nobody was interested to be there. But when Dr. Hewlin came there, he was also very worried. Why am I? I've been doing a good practice and I've got a good name. Why am I put here? Why did God put me here? And then he got slowly, he understood because these people were so hardcore criminals, we could not go and meet them or, even talk to them. They were like highly aggressive and hitting people and all those things. And he didn't know how to heal these patients. That is when he got through this technique, and then he would just not meet them, he would just go through their files and he would heal himself. If you observe this particular line what I've written here, he just went through their files and he healed himself. So he thought, when God has put them into my life, I am supposed to be having something within me which is, creating this problem for my life. So I'll have to heal myself, that the healing happens for those people outside. And then he just used to heal these people, thinking about their mindset and what he used to feel about them, asking for forgiveness and connecting with them at the subconscious level. After a few days, these people were actually put into all those क्या बोलते हैं भेड़िया बोलते हैं ना जो criminals को डालते हैं ना, what do you call that?
Chains.
um,
Jails.
Chains. So slowly the chains were removed, slowly they became better, and slowly after a 3 years, I think all of them were those mentally ill and criminal people had actually become normal people, and the whole of that particular clinic was emptied after almost around 3 years. So that's the story behind Ho'oponopono. So what is Ho'oponopono? Actually, it is a famous four statements. Does anybody know about this? Before I go back to this, I just wanted to know, does anybody know about Ho'oponopono before?
No, madam.
No.
Am I not sharing the screen, is it? Was I not? Okay. So that's the story behind. I just wanted to understand, anybody has heard about these four statements of Ho'oponopono?
No, ma'am.
No, I think none of this.
None of you people have heard. Okay. So it's actually about these four statements. I am sorry, please forgive me, I thank you, I love you. Using these four statements, we are actually acknowledging one's responsibility for having caused wrong, seeking forgiveness and love, and finally expressing gratitude. So that's how these four sentences are. I just wanted, if in case somebody has, okay, if you have a paper and a pen, I just wanted you to write down what do you think these four sentences could mean for you. I hope everybody has got a paper and pen. Otherwise, just take time to go and get your paper and pen, please.
आणि फक्त पंखे बंद कर म्हटलं.
Whatever you understand about these four sentences, I am sorry, please forgive me, I thank you, I love you. I'll just give 2 minutes. Will that be okay?
Yeah.
Please let me know once you are and if you have done writing it.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's go further. I just wanted you to close your eyes. Focus inwards. And then just think of what 5 things you would have seen before you close your eyes. What are the 4 sounds that you can hear now? What are the 3 different smells you can think of or you're able to smell right now around you? Sense 2 things you can taste in your mouth. Think of a feeling. How do you feel when you love somebody? How does it feel in your body? How does it feel when you're joyous? Where do you feel it in your body? How do you feel when you're angry? Where do you feel it in your body? Do you ever feel sad? Do you ever feel jealous, envy, irritation? Let us get back to again a happy feeling of love and joy. You can open your eyes when you feel comfortable. So, what were you able to do? I mean, this exercise is actually to understand, do you feel those sensations in your body? How do you feel your emotions? Where are those feelings happening? Are you able to understand those feelings? Remember those feelings? A lot of time people don't feel they're so much in a state of their own emotions. They don't feel where it is in their body or all those things. I hope you are able to move from your outward senses to your inside feelings and feel those senses in your body, right? Okay, so this is exercise because when we are talking about Ho'oponopono, we are trying to identify these feelings, what feelings we have, and we are going to release those feelings using those statements. So it is very important for us to identify these feelings. I'll share my screen again. Yeah. So now, how do we, any other questions you want to know, ask about Ho'oponopono before I go to the actual exercise? Any questions? We understood what is Ho'oponopono. It's a Hawaiian spiritual technique. It is about those 4 statements. I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, and I love you. And it is about basically understanding of feelings. And I'll be giving those techniques exactly how we work on it. Before that, any questions or should I go ahead?
Go ahead.
We can go ahead? Okay. Yeah. So, first of all, what we do is, first of all, we have some problem. I want you all to identify one problem that you have currently. Pick a situation, uh, where you have some feeling of whatever feeling you have, some feelings which are like jealousy, anger, greed, envy, something like that. First, identify the problem. What is the problem that you are facing? We will do this. You will be writing it, but just for this, now I just want you to identify that situation. When you feel the situation, what is that feeling which comes in your mind? What is that first feeling which comes to your mind? Or how does that problem make you feel? Are you able to identify that particular feeling? I want you to let me know yes or no because I can't see you all.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. So have you identified the problem?
Yes.
Yes.
Have you identified the first feeling?
Yes.
Yes.
So now you can say it in your mind or aloud, and it's up to your choice. But you can say, we are going to say these three statements for the feeling that you have identified. I acknowledge my feeling of, say, for example, my feeling is of irritation. So I say, I acknowledge my feeling of irritation, followed by, I allow my feeling of irritation. I accept that I am feeling irritated. So you can think in your mind and use these three sentences. I acknowledge my feeling of, I allow my feeling of, I accept that I am feeling. So why do you think that these three statements are very important? Can anybody answer?
Acknowledging
Yeah?
before getting rid of them, changing the attitude towards them, acknowledge them first, then try to get rid of them. Then you will show how to get rid of them. First acknowledge.
I'm sorry, I'm not able to hear you clearly.
I said first acknowledge what is the problem, and then you start getting rid of them by your method that I will teach it.
Okay. Anybody else?
See, if you don't acknowledge, it means you have not understood the problem only. You have not identified the problem. And if you don't identify that version of a problem well defined is half resolved, is not available.
Right. Right.
Then we have to allow ourselves. Yes, I acknowledge, I allow. And till we accept that it's a real problem, we are not going to find a solution for it.
Right. So here I think it is first we identify the problem, then we are identifying the feeling that we have in our body. So a lot of times I feel a lot of feelings, but how much am I acknowledging? Do I even know that I have this feeling? We don't even acknowledge that I am angry. I don't even acknowledge that I am feeling irritated. I just feel for a second and then I just move on. And I don't allow that feeling in my body. I am sort of stopping that feeling coming over because I am so logical. I say, I don't want, I understand I'm getting into anger mode. So I stop myself. And then I'm not allowing this, anger to come out. I mean, I'm not saying that we have to be angry all the time, but at least we know that we are feeling angry and we have to allow ourselves to feel that anger. Otherwise, what happens? Those feelings, those emotions get suppressed within ourselves, and then they become like a lava. One day they burst out, and then they burst out like a lava, like a pressure cooker just coming out, right? So it's very important that we acknowledge. Maybe we don't express our anger, but at least we know we have to regulate. But before we even do anything else, but we have to acknowledge that we are having this feeling, allow that feeling, and accept that feeling. Right? That's why it is very important before and especially the situation, you have to identify the first feeling. What happens is the first feeling, underneath the first feeling, we have a lot of other feelings which have been suppressed for a long time, and we don't know that. Unless we acknowledge this, we are not able to go deep downward, right? So now once we have identified the situation, identified the feeling, and we have acknowledged, allowed, and accepted those feelings, now we want to close our eyes and just think for a moment, what is the other feelings which are coming below? Say, for example, allow me to give me one example of mine, which I did practice when I was actually, I was learning this practice. My servant maid was using a lot of water. I was doing my puja and she was using a lot of water. I was getting irritated. I've been telling her and she was not listening. So the first feeling what I got was I'm feeling irritated. Then I said, okay, let me do Ho'oponopono because I've been telling her I'm getting upset. So I did. I first acknowledged that feeling that I'm feeling irritated and I accepted and I allowed that. Then I sat down. Anyhow, I was sitting in front of God. So I was just accepted and then I started thinking, what is this feeling? Where is this feeling coming from? Okay, now I am feeling irritated. Below that, before that, what happened? After that, what happened? Okay, mummy told me that if you're using a lot of water, it's something similar to money. If you're wasting water, that means you're wasting money. You should not waste money. Below that, okay, money What happened to money? Yeah, I was not having money at some point of time. I faced this difficulty, I faced that difficulty. Below that, I felt that hopelessness, helplessness when I was not having money. So if you start digging down about this particular feeling, what you have experienced, you will have much deeper feelings, and you will come to a stage when you are able to identify the first time you felt this feeling, or whatever you remember. It might be 2 years, 2 days, 2 weeks, or 20 years, but there will be some feeling within you with which when this feeling originated within you, right? We need to go down deep into that, and I will discuss the next step later. But for now, I want you all to close your eyes. Whatever feeling you had felt right now, could you please go down and think what else about this feeling? I'll just give you 5 minutes. You can think about it. Whenever you're done, you can open your eyes or show me a hands up. All are done? Okay. Yeah. Any experiences you want to share before I go further? Anybody wants to share about their feeling, or what were the other feelings, the main, maybe this from the situation? Would anybody want to share? Yes, Miss Parul.
I fear insecurity since my childhood, and all the time I feel hurt from family members. I cannot focus on my creativity.
Mm-hmm.
I'm suffering since my childhood. Right now, I just want to get rid of my fear of insecurity, especially, and I want to focus on my creativity, my relationship with my husband. But disturbance of family members, I'm not like that. I'm just childish. I don't know this propaganda or something, politics and all. I cannot survive there. So we left from there and we shift the distance, and but the thoughts, that incidents always hit me, that traumas.
I
Since
understand.
my childhood, I suffered a lot.
Hmm,
I just
hmm, hmm.
I just want to get rid all of these things. I want to focus on my creativity, ma'am.
Right,
And
right. Think you're in the right place where we are doing these to remove these situations and feelings. which will also release the patterns around ourselves, whatever is happening around us. Once we acknowledge these feelings and release these feelings, I think automatically the others are also supposed to be healed, right? That's a good experience. I mean, I'm sorry for the experience, but I think you, thank you for sharing your experience. So I wanted to ask the first thing which comes to your mind when you remember this, your experience. What is the first feeling which came to you?
I really want mother's love, but I never get what I want as a
Okay.
mother. So I was seeking for mother's love. So
Mm-hmm.
both sides in my before marriage and after marriage, that conflict was there. So I think that's my very weak point. I always want mother's love. Even
Right.
any lady I saw, I imagine that's calling ma and all the
Ma.
time.
Okay.
And I saw you, and it's actually thank you as a mother. I have a feeling for his mother, but
Right.
I didn't
So
get.
the first feeling what you had is lack of mother's love. And I'm definitely sure when you thought about it, you must have gone to your childhood and then you started thinking about all those situations when you were not getting your mother's love.
Even
Okay.
after
Okay.
marriage, I suffered a lot.
Right. Right.
By husband,
Yeah.
mother.
Where are you from, Ms. Parul?
Ma'am, I'm from Gonda, Uttar Pradesh, and
Uttar Pradesh.
my father's home was Ajamgarh.
Mm-hmm.
After marriage,
Mm-hmm.
I'm living in Gonda. My father is no
Okay.
more. 3 years, maybe in 2020, I lost him.
Okay.
He
Okay. I'm
loves
really
me
sorry
a
for
lot,
that.
but
Yeah. Yeah. Sure. Let's do this exercise. When you do, I'm sure I pray to God that you will be healed of your and you will get what you want, right? Okay. Anybody else would like to share about their experience? I would like to tell about the situation. You to tell about the situation, the first feeling what you got, and the following feelings. Whoever is comfortable, please. Can anybody else share? Ms. Parul, you can mute your mic so that it will not be disturbing. There is. Yeah. Anybody wants to share? Should I go ahead? Sunanda ma'am, Jyoti ji, Karma. Any particular situation?
I was thinking about the
Ma'am?
situation. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah, the current problem that you asked us to note down. So for that, my initial first feeling was frustrated, and it's coming from the point where I always get into this place like I'll be moving ahead a lot, and then there'll be a big drop in that movement. So which I have difficulty with stillness.
Stillness.
I prefer being always in movement. So right now
Right.
it is that phase where I have to do a lot of preparation work, which is very difficult for me. So patience, and my underlying issue is always impatience. So that is where it's all coming from. I'd like things to
Right.
move faster. So that is what it came to be.
Right. So if you actually sit down, take more time and think about it, there'll be a time when you will go into your childhood. Actually, what happens is, as Joby sir says, like, all our experience, whatever beliefs, whatever feelings we have, or somewhere coming from our childhood experiences, which we unknowingly get into our system, knowingly or unknowingly. कोई मम्मी डैडी कुछ बात कर रहे हैं, हमने सुन लिया, उसको हमने अपने ऊपर ले लिया एंड हमने अंदर दबा दिया. Yeah, there'll be some situations which we are not aware also. So all this, whatever we are feeling, like I'm feeling irritation, you're feeling frustration. So all these things are somewhere coming from the bottom of, from our inner, अपनी बचपन से आता है. So that is where, if you take more time and sit, maybe it will take more time, but once you start sitting, start writing, you will understand what is the first situation? So you try to, when you're doing this healing, you also try to start from the first feeling to that bottom of the healing. Thereby, it's like a chain effect, right? Once you're doing it here, there might be other situations where you might be feeling all those things also will be relieved. So coming back to the presentation, so that's the reason why we are talking about. Am I sharing my screen?
No.
Okay. Yeah. So we acknowledged, allowed, and accepted this feeling. And when we are accepting, we are also accepting the feeling and also feeling responsible for this feeling. Normally, though we say we are outside people are responsible, the moment we start taking responsibility, it is much easier to heal, right? So yeah. So now that we have experienced all those feelings, we are saying sorry. When I'm saying sorry, I am not saying sorry to the outside person, but I am saying sorry to that person or version of me who first felt this feeling. Maybe it is 2 days, 2 weeks, 2 years, or 20 years back. But whatever you remember, you just go back to that time. Like I said, when I felt that feeling of irritation and then I felt that helplessness, I got a situation when I had a chance of going abroad, but I was not having a passport, and I went and applied for a passport, and somebody was telling me you have to get a signature from a police commissioner or something, and I don't know whom to go and talk to. I was sitting in front of the secretariat. I still remember that picture where I was sitting, and the feeling of helplessness, what I felt, right? So all this, whatever is that comes to you, you have to go into that, and then further down I went something else. So you will have to think of or say sorry to that person or version of you who first felt this feeling, right? So in your imagination, you're going to the younger version of yourself and then say sorry to that your younger version. That is when we are saying, I am sorry. Then next would be, please forgive me. And whom am I saying all this? I am sorry, it is to me. For all the times, and forgive me is also to me, for all the times I have faced this feeling since that first time, and then again and again, I have been feeling the same thing for all the ages of myself. So I'm saying, for all the ages of myself, when I felt this feeling, I'm saying, please forgive me, right? So we are not talking about forgive me or I'm sorry to somebody outside, but I'm saying sorry to myself when I had first felt the feeling, and I'm forgiving myself for having to undergo the same feeling again and again, right? And I'm thank you. I thank you. Whom am I thank you? I'm thanking to myself for taking all of those things and still being what you are. I have faced this feeling. It is still not great, but I'm here, still smiling. I'm carefree. I'm loving, living, laughing in spite of all those negative situations and feelings. So I'm thanking myself for able to take whatever it is and then still being what I am, right? That's what I'm saying thank you for. And the last is I love you. So now that we have allowed and acknowledged and we have said thank you, forgive, I'm sorry, forgive me, and thank you, I'm going to love my future self who's not going to get impacted by this feeling in the similar situation again in the future. That is, whenever I face a similar situation in the future, I am not going to feel the same negative feelings, but I'm going to be strong, right? So to that strongest person who I am, I'm going to say, I love you, right? And the love is to that version of my future self who's going to be strong and able to face the situation and then know how to come out of it. To that person, I say, I love you, right? So when I love you, you can also use this self hug. You can hug yourself and love yourself, pat yourself, and then say, okay, good, you have faced so many situations, but still you're able to come out of it. Good. Pat yourself and love yourself, hug yourself, and then love yourself, right? That's very important. Normally, we always want to have these appreciation or acknowledgement from outside people, but we are in Hindu mythology, we talk about Purnam, that is, we ourselves are a complete person, but we always try to get this feelings and acknowledgement from outside. Rather, the moment you start loving yourself and feeling your love for yourself, you are becoming that full circle or Purna. So then you're actually touching your soul, right? That's how this I love you has that deeper meaning. Right. So the summary is, I'm sorry for, I'm saying it to myself at the age at which I formed this point of view or this feeling due to the conditioning by my elders, superiors, or society, etc. It not necessarily have to be in your childhood. Whatever you remember, you can take that particular age. Please forgive me. I'm forgiving myself for all the ages where I felt bad because of this point of view or feeling. I am thanking to my body, mind, and soul for putting up with all this unpleasantness created as a result of those point of view or judgments and still being the same. And I love you to my future self who will not be impacted by the same feelings again. Right? आएगी हमारी अंदर वो frustration निकल जाएगी तो our vibrations, negative vibrations are coming down. So very nice, sir.
Very
Good. You want to share something, sir?
I wish I would have come across this a little earlier.
कोई बात नहीं सर, जो भी समय आना चाहिए था हमारी जिंदगी में आ जाए.
Of course. I am all the time grateful to the God. Whatever He has given us is actually much more than what was expected, much more than what we were capable of. Still, it is good. So what I feel is these techniques are really needed throughout the world, not necessarily for us. Everybody needs this, and I feel that this leads to introspection, basically.
Right.
Introspection. What I just was about to mention was, the feelings of irritation, the anger, and all these things. What we talked about. Okay. I had a feeling that guilt also matters a lot. No?
Yes.
Guilt is a driving force for many disorders also to come up in the life. Okay. Guilt is a very main reason. As per Charaka, I think Sunanda madam will be an authority on to talk on this. Okay. The Charak Sanhita, he has very clearly mentioned 2300 years ago that all the disorders, whether mental or you can say physical, whatever the kind of it, all arise basically out of guilt, some kind of guilt. Might have happened, in the childhood, in the younger age, or in the older age, whichever age. But guilt is the root cause of all kinds of disorders. That is the characteristic of this. So why I say that we should have known it earlier? So it is easier to go into the past because you don't have to dwell too much. Now at 63 you have to dwell so much. I don't know whether we'll be able to reach to the bottom of childhood, and it will take a longer time basically. Compared to that, I think Parul madam will have a better time. And being a younger one, and it is heartening to know that even with these 5 minutes, a person can get this kind of experience. Parul madam, you are out of the problem. Okay. You are out of the problem. The very fact you have acknowledged this, you thought the Shiva Baba was just like your father, no? And he has forgiven. No, that's an achievement in 5 minutes. Just imagine if we do it every day. Will be a very fantastic thing. Mani madam, I am grateful to you, ever grateful to you. Thank you so much.
So it's all God, sir. It's all God's.
It's all God's.
So I have another two things I wanted to share. One thing is so inner child का एक meditation है, वो एक करेंगे. Gratitude का मैं तो PPT में भेज.
Hello, Ani.
I can't hear Vaniji. Okay, she has gone.
I think there's the power cut.
I wish Jyoti madam could take one more session on the same lines, and Mani madam will kindly agree to take that.
Yeah, sure. We'll continue, like, we'll have more sessions like this now.
Great, great.
We'll do that. And I'll tell her to even share this link so that whoever wants to continue this meditation for 21 days, so
Right.
they can do that.
Right.
Because today we did for only 5 minutes, it's of 15 minutes. So you can
Right.
do that.
Right? Take 4 deep breaths. Breathing in, hold. Breathing out, hold. 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 You can just open your eyes for a few minutes that I can explain to you.
Yeah.
Just see your hands as if, open your hands and imagine as if you are holding a small child in your arms.
I think she has lost her net again. Vaniji, are you there?
The child is naughty. Which we have.
So all of us have very naughty inner child. इससे पता चलता है हम बाहर तो बहुत सभ्य हैं पर ये
हाँ, बहुत मस्ती करने का मन कर रहा है इसलिए नेटवर्क ही चला गया. Again,
Yes,
I'm
Vaniji.
sorry, I don't know why it's happening. I'm sorry
babies
it's
are
happening
waiting.
again and again like this.
This shows
Yeah,
there
the
is a lot
babies
of
are
energy shift happening in everyone. This is the sign actually. So be happy about it.
We were just saying that
Let's
all
be
of
happy
us have
about it.
very naughty inner child. That is why we are not allowing it to finish.
Yeah. So what we are basically doing is we are trying to hold from the namaskar position. We are trying to hold the baby in our hands, and then we'll caress the baby, and then we will again take the baby back into ourselves and align the baby into ourselves or fit the baby into ourselves. That's what we will be doing basically, but I'll be reading out some statements so you can listen to it, right? So again, we'll start with the namaskar mudra. Take a deep breath. Expand your hands and feel as if you are holding or cradling a small child in your hands. See this child to be the most beautiful child in the world. It has the loveliest of eyes, beautiful face. Visualize yourself holding and cradling this child, the most beautiful ever. Keep on holding this child, caress its cheeks so that it starts smiling at you. Slowly massage the child that it feels good. As you go on, look into the child's eyes and say, I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I had forgotten you. You are me and I am you. You are my soul. I am the soul. You are the key to all the challenges I carry. You are me and I am you. I am the key to all the challenges I carry. I thank you for being here. I love you from infinity to infinity. Keep show loving to your child. Whenever you feel like, straighten the child. Slowly move the child straight up and back into your heart. Take 4 deep breaths to completely and totally assimilate the child within you. Open your eyes whenever you feel comfortable. This is called inner child or soul. So we forget our own self and then we are into the external world. So it's said that daily morning when you want to do Ho'oponopono, just do the small exercise and then you start. It is much more effective.
Great.
Yeah, this is all what I had to share today. And I have a gratitude, I think a lot of gratitude exercise and meditations are out there. Just written it down in the PPT and I'll share it with you.
Great. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Any questions, anything you want to discuss further?
Madam, you will be sharing the same PPT?
Yeah, I'll be sharing the same PPT.
That will be fantastic.
I will share it once
Yeah.
because I am not an expert. I have made it. I will have a word with Mr. Saurabh because he taught me this. Everything what I put here is all word to word from his teachings. I'm yet to take the certificate from him. I'll take the certificate and then maybe 1 or 2 days I'll be sending you this PPT.
Okay.
And
Great.
do share the
So
link
if
of
some
this, YouTube also, so that whoever wants to do, they can continue their chanting.
yes, yeah, I will send that. So it is said that in case you want to heal somebody, we were actually taught about healing with this particular thing. In case you want to heal somebody in your family or something, how do you do it? Is you just feel the feeling when, okay, somebody has said that they have some issue and they're concerned. When you're listening to that particular story, what is that feeling that comes to you, right? We'll have to always think about what is the feeling that comes to us. Maybe they're telling their story, they're telling about their problems. We will not think about their problem. We will not think about their feeling. But when we listen to their story, what is the feeling that we get, right? अपने बच्चे को कुछ प्रॉब्लम हो गया, so we don't think about their feelings. We think about what feeling we get when we listen to their problems, and then we heal that particular feeling within us. So this is what we are taught. Yeah. Thank you everybody for being here, and I hope it really benefits. I'll share the PPT and the chanting. I'll right away send it to Jyoti ji. She can share it to the group.
Thank you.
And the PPT I'll share in a short in a few days.
Thank you.
I just
Thank
want
you
to
so
say
much.
something.
Thank you so much,
Thank you,
Vaniki.
God.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank
Wonderful
you
session.
so much, Vaniji.
It
Thanks a
was
lot.
amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I just
Thank you,
want to say
Jyoti,
something.
for giving me this opportunity.
So you'll have more
Sorry?
opportunities now because
I just want
up,
to,
everyone was telling that we want more sessions of Vani.
I just want to say something. Thank
Yeah.
you, all of you. I feel like you're all our family members. And I get that love in this time. Thank you, all of you. Thank you. As a mother, as
Thank
a
you.
father,
Thank you, Par.
thank you. Thank you. Keep in touch always.
Yeah, Parth, you can share anything if you want in the group, okay? And any one of us you can call up and talk to also. To any one of us.
Sure. Sure.
Yeah. So everyone is there, everyone will help you and guide you in their own
You
way.
will be the
Yeah?
group's child. Don't worry.
Yeah, we all are there in the group. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thanks a lot.
everybody. Bye.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.